First, let's start with the facts. There's a housing crisis on the island of Puerto Rico. Thousands of properties are sitting abandoned and damaged and decaying and getting worse. They're vacant, they're zombie houses, they're unlivable, they're doing absolutely no good for the community. They're just a blight. And at the same time, we have locals that are struggling to find housing that's affordable. And guys, we're not talking about a few. We're talking about 300,000 houses that are needed to meet the demand on the island of Puerto Rico. It's a serious, serious housing shortage. So in short, guys, the island has a supply and demand problem. We have a demand for more houses than we have a supply of. And in fact, there are over 300,000 zombie houses or properties on the island that could easily meet the demand if only a real estate investor would come along, buy them up, fix them up, and get them back in the real estate market. So you see what I'm saying here? Supply doesn't equal demand. This causes raising prices, and real estate investors get the blame for it, when in actuality, it's a generational problem, not a real estate investing problem. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. When houses sit in this decrepit and decayed state where they're not usable by anyone and they're not on the market, they decrease the supply on the market. And people need a place to live. In fact, locals, for the first time in over a decade, are moving back at a faster pace than they're moving away from the island. So up until about 2019, there was a severe brain drain on the island of Puerto Rico, where young people thought that the best way that they could have a good life was to leave the island and go to the States to get better jobs, to get a better opportunity, even to go to college. The university system is great here, and this brain drain took a real toll on the island of Puerto Rico. For over a decade, there was a negative population growth. That means that more people were leaving the island than were coming to the island. And so there were houses after houses and buildings after buildings just being left and forgotten, and they become zombie houses. They become zombie buildings, distressed and decayed, and a blight on society. Guys, this is what I actually do. I buy these zombies houses, these abandoned and neglected, vacant properties that need tons of work. We buy them on the cheap, and then we renovate them, and we bring them back to life. We put them back into circulation and either make them a rental property or sell them to local families. My company finds the low-hanging fruit, these distressed houses, and then invests in them, and then forces the equity up by repairing the properties. We call it value-add real estate investing. And guys, let me be clear. When I say we're forcing the equity, I'm not saying that I'm buying a house for $20,000 and putting $50,000 in it, having 70 in it, and then saying, hey, let's sell it for $400,000. I sell the houses at the market rate that the market decides, not Robbie Krager, the flip-flop flipper. My goodness, you know, if I did have the ability to buy something at $20,000, put 50 in it, and decide that I was just gonna sell it for $500,000, maybe I would, but that's not the way the economy works. There is a price that houses in any neighborhood will sell for. And the best that we can do is buy them down here and then fix them up and then sell them at that price that the market decides on. We have to get appraisals. We have to get banks to lend on them. So we don't get to just arbitrarily decide what something is going to go to. We're not actually raising the cost of houses. We're putting more houses in the neighborhood on the market so that more families can have a great place to live. Here's how we do it. We actually back into the number. When we're looking at a neighborhood and there's a property that we think we might want to buy because it's sitting there distressed and decayed and it needs renovation, and we go and we comp out the neighborhood, and we know that houses that are of similar size, in good condition, they sell on the market, let's say for $150,000. And we then come in and buy the distressed property for say $50,000, and we put another $25,000 in it, so we're all in at $75,000, and now we put it back on the market at its price of $150,000 because that's what the market will bear. That's what the homes in the neighborhood were already selling for. We're not setting the market, we're just living into the market. We come in and look and see what they sell for and try and buy something on the cheap. Here's the other thing we get accused of all of the time in the comments is that we'll just come here and randomly pay some ridiculous prices and thereby raise the price of real estate. Guys, I'm telling you, that's not me, Robbie Krager, the Flip-Flop Flipper. I'm a bargain hunter. I buy inexpensive real estate and then invest in it so that I create value. That's what we do. We do not come in and just think because I sold my house in Florida for $500,000 that I'll come and buy a regular house here for $500,000. That'd be a horrible freaking investment. Only a moron would do that. But a lot of people will say that in the comments, that that's what the people are doing, is that they're just moving here from the States and spending any amount of money and it doesn't matter, and therefore the locals can't afford it. Here's another comment that I get all the time. I hear in the comments all the time, I'm even in a Bad Bunny video where I'm accused of actually throwing people out on the streets. So I come in and I buy the property and then I throw the old lady out on the streets. I don't think I've ever done that, guys. I buy vacant houses. I buy houses that people can't live in, and then I fix them up and I make them so that people can live in them. The only tenants I've ever had to evict are pigeons and horses. We've had to evict a ton of pigeons. They're bad tenants. They never pay and they crap everywhere. And horses, man, they're just as bad. Same thing. They don't destroy the house quite as bad, but they still poop everywhere. Let's talk about how real estate investing is actually a plus for the local community. Number one, we create jobs. And we're not talking about minimum wage jobs and low wage jobs. What we've seen over the last 7 years is that the construction jobs have gone way up. In fact, when we first came to the island, it was pretty routine that we could find a skilled worker on a construction site and pay him $12 to $15 an hour. Then his laborer was making $8 to $12 an hour. Those prices have pretty much doubled across the board. So what does that mean? That means that the skilled guy is now making $30 an hour and the labor guy is probably making $15 an hour. So we've seen wages double in the construction area. We've seen them go even higher in hospitality and areas like that. The truth of the matter is that $1 invested into a real estate development play where something gets renovated creates $5 in the local community. So the money goes round and round. You're paying the contractor, you're paying the cleaner, you're buying from local suppliers, you're creating jobs, you're creating wealth. You're also putting people in houses when you're finished with it. Even if you're going to keep things as long-term rentals, you're still providing housing for local families on the island of Puerto Rico. If you're buying as a real estate investor these zombie houses to fix them up through the value-add real estate investor and then sell them, at least in my experience, we are selling to local families who buy these properties using FHA loans. So they're able to come in and buy a house that I bought way down here that wouldn't qualify for a loan, couldn't be lived in, the lights didn't come on, it was most suited for a pigeon or a horse. Now we fix it up, we make it the prettiest house on the street, and we sell it for the retail price that the market sets, and the bank will now lend on it. So local families get to take and enjoy these houses and make them a home. The important thing here is that myself, Robbie Krager, the Flip-Flop Flipper, or any real estate investor for that matter, does not and cannot set the market. In fact, I love the amount of credit that people in the comments want to give me when they tell me that I'm part of the problem or that I'm the reason that housing prices have gone up. They have no idea how an economy actually works, how supply and demand really works, and what it looks like to renovate a property that's been very distressed for years and years. It's also fun that it seems like although everybody who's watching this video has been affected by inflation, in fact, hyperinflation, the people in the comments, they just want to call us greedy real estate investors because the prices of everything have gone up. That's not because of real estate investors. That's because of the Fed. That's because of the banks. That's called inflation, guys. The cost of materials go up, prices go up. The cost of insurance goes up, prices go up. The demand goes up and there's less supply, prices go up. I don't know what you want me to do. Leave a comment, guys. Tell me, what do you think? Am I a gentrifier? So I know most of you watching this want to be real estate investors. You want to become a value-add real estate investor. You want to create value for your community. You want to make some money for solving the problems. Real estate investors, we get paid to solve problems. And guys, we have tons of content out there about how you can become a real estate investor. In fact, we want to be part of your real estate investing story. So give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and later I'll tell you about our free community that you can join. Stay tuned. I've got more for you on this. Here's the thing. Real estate investors investing is so powerful because anyone can do it. And I'm talking to you, that W-2 wage earner who hates your job and thinks that you can't qualify for a loan. On the island of Puerto Rico, there is more than enough great deals to go around. And let me tell you something about real estate. If you can find a great deal and get the deal first, the money is the easy part, guys. Real estate investing is about finding a great deal, having a plan, being able to execute on it. If you can do all of those things, you can find somebody who's got the money. Again, the money's not the most important part of the deal here. You are the local real estate investor, the person who's willing to take the bull by the horns and go out and find the deal of a lifetime and bring it to a community like we've got on School, which, by the way, you can join for free. The link's in the description. You can network with us. You can learn with us. Ultimately, we want to do deals. We expand our business through partnerships, and we'd like to be part of your real estate investing story. There are so many ways for you to get involved in the real estate investing game on the island of Puerto Rico, and there's just a ton of opportunity out there. And in fact, you as the local real estate investor, or you as the person who's watching this video that wants to be the local real estate investor, you have a much easier time finding these deals than I do. If you speak the language and you're from the neighborhood, the locals are going to prefer to sell you the property. But here's the truth. I'm going to look at more real estate than you do. I'm going to make more offers than you do. And I'm going to probably buy more real estate than you do. I've been doing it for a long time. I'm pretty good at it. But I want you to learn how to do it. I want to be a part of your story. Hell, I even want to partner with you on it. Here's what I'm saying, guys. Locals can do what I'm doing. You don't need a ton of money to do this. This is real estate. Real estate investing, anyone can do it. If you're willing to put in the time and the effort and the work, you have greatness inside of you guys. You can do this. You can be a real estate investor. And I'm giving you permission if nobody else has ever given you permission to do this, and you're working for minimum wage at a job you hate, man, quit that job and become a real estate investor. You can do this. There's greatness inside of you. So if you're ready to take the next step and you want to become a real estate investor, you want to save your community and make some money while you do it, maybe get out of the rat race, join our community on School. Links in the description.